Hey everybody and welcome back. Still leader. Pierre Poilievre is still the leader of the federal PC party. I don't understand. Please, I need you guys to explain to me, the conservatives, you party guys, you conservative party guys, okay? Anytime, for as long as I can remember, you guys have always like made fun of liberals because you think we make our choices based on feelings, okay? You know, the old facts don't care about feelings came from you guys. You guys invented it. You guys cornered that phrase and you've been saying it for as long as I can remember. Yet you reelected or continued to have Pierre Poilievre as your leader. Where are your facts? The facts everywhere say the rest of Canada doesn't like him. He's got a favorability of 34%. Carney has 66. Every poll, all the data out there states liberals, of course, you'll never get, but the independents don't see him as a suitable leader for Canada that will bring Canada in the right direction. If he was leader of Canada, which he's not and will never be. He had a 25-point lead. The only reason why he had the 25-point leads was because everybody hated Trudeau. They couldn't stand him anymore. But as soon as he left and we had somebody different within the Liberal Party, okay, they saw somebody with a head on his shoulder that knew what he was doing, was going to be leading with more facts than feelings, as you guys talk about, that's what Trudeau was doing. They abandoned Pierre Poilievre, okay? The only reason why, again, they were going to vote Pierre Poilievre was because you only really had two options, Trudeau or Pierre. And they figured, what the hell, let's go with Pierre because everybody hated Trudeau. More so than they hated Pierre. He lost the 25-point leads 3 months to the election. He lost his own riding that he had for 20 plus years with more than 3,000 votes. And then he had to go to a safe haven, one that's like 90% conservative, to get his seat back in Alberta. So I don't understand why he's still the party leader. He hasn't changed his rhetoric. He's still doubling down on woke, Canada's broken, only I can fix it. But the rest of Canada looks like that Mark Carney's able to fix it. Even in Alberta, Mark Carney has a 59% favorability in Alberta. I was watching one news segment, and there was this one contributor. I forget his name, but he made a very valid point that Pierre and Carney are both Coke and Pepsi. Okay? They're basically the same to a certain degree in terms of their policies. That was his point. And his favorability is higher. Mark Carney's is higher than Pierre Poilievre. So Poilievre's characteristics, I don't know if he's ever going to be able to compete with Mark Carney because he's a likable guy. So they have to work on their policies, and they've got no policies. So what's Pierre going to do? How is he going to be able to be prepared for the next election? Because the way the polls are going right now, even though Mark Carney says there's not going to be a spring election, I don't believe him. And the reason why I don't believe him, because if the polls continue in the same trajectory that they're in right now, and he still continues to bring in win after win, they will have an election in the springtime. And he will get a majority. Even during the convention, Jason Kenney, former premier of Alberta, even he said that Pierre Poilievre needs to change his rhetoric, needs to pounce more on Trump and the U.S. and how they're hurting Canada. Because everybody can see that. He's made little to no comments about that. He keeps saying, no, we got to focus on the problems here. And Mark Carney's not delivering, even though he is. He's made comments where, you know, why is he gallivanting all over the world? Which he's been making deals all over the world, and that's why he's been gallivanting. That he needs to spend more time, Mark Carney needs to spend more time trying to make a deal with the U.S., with Trump. How do you make a deal with a 5-year-old that has no idea what they want? Goes from fentanyl to we subsidize Canada to Canada needs to be the 51st state, and then starts talking about annexing Greenland and almost literally going to be sending troops there, even though there's already troops on the islands. That he was going to, President Trump was going to start tariffing every EU country that was going to be against the U.S. taking over Greenland. How do you make a deal with a guy like that? So that's why Pierre was trying to get Carney to spend more time with Trump so he could go down a fool's errand to try to get a deal with Trump, which he never will. And whatever deal Carney does happen to get, which he knows, whatever deal we do get is going to be shit. It's going to be garbage because it only benefit the U.S. because that's the only deal Trump wants. So why would you want to have a leader like that in your party? The only thing I could come up with is that they have nobody else right now. And nobody would want to be the leader of the PC party during this time when Mark Carney is actually doing a good job. So they figure, let's Pierre Poilievre have it, because he's not going to change his rhetoric. He's only going to continue to do worse, so that when the next election comes, he's going to lose, because he's already lost 3 MPs, 2 crossed the floor, and 1 just quits. So he's going to really lose the election, give the Liberals the majority, and that'll be the end of Pierre Poilievre. Because any other MP that comes up and challenges Pierre, the base is not going to like that. So they want the base to see Pierre failing again, which is not good for the Conservative Party, but they're playing the long game. So once Pierre loses the next election, the base is going to see that they have to abandon Pierre Poilievre because they will never get a win with him, and then they'll be open to somebody else. That is my assumption and my guess on why they kept him. I don't know if that's a good strategy. I personally think it's going to just hurt the party in the long run. You're just kicking the can down the road. But again, it's their party. They can do whatever they want. Anyways, you guys, facts versus feelings, or facts don't care about feelings. I don't want to ever hear that again from you guys, to be honest, because you guys are a cult. You guys elected a leader just based on feelings and ignored all the facts that's out there that he has no chance of winning. Anyways, guys, take care. We'll talk later.